Hello, and welcome to episode 121 of I'm the Tigers, the podcast with an eye on the Telford Tigers. A day later this week, quite simply, the Tigers had a game on Tuesday night, so thought, let's make it day later this week, just so we can cover off that one, which of course we'll get to in just a few moments. But before we do, news from Tigers. As I think I've mentioned a few times, 40th season for the Tigers. And there's an event planned, a Telford Tigers Legend game on 25th of April. That's all the details really at the moment, just that it is on 25th of April. So the team, etc. have yet to be announced, but looking forward to that. It should be good fun. Who would you like to see there? Leave me a comment, let me know. It'd be interesting to see who you'd like to see play that night and lace them up. On to Tigers and Tigers 2. So both teams have had two games since the last episode. Of course, Tigers having one last night. So we'll do Tigers 2 first. Saturday night away at Billingham. Billingham, of course, were reigning league champions. Blackburn have now actually won the league, did it over the past weekend. So obviously a tough place to go. But Tigers 2 came away with the win. An 8-5 win up in Billingham. So that's another good result for them. Another step towards securing it as high a place as possible in the league. Sunday night, Tigers 2 hosted Sheffield Scimitars. Scimitars with 2 wins all season, although one had been the previous night. So perhaps no surprise that Tigers ran out 10-3 winners. First period actually finished 1-1. Scimitars, I think, only had a couple of shots and scored off one of them. Tigers, meanwhile, had 17, I want to say. Only came away with the 1 goal. Some good saves in there, but I think as well some of the finishing, perhaps they're a little bit wasteful at times. Some good chances that sort of were put wide. In the second period, 5 goals from Tigers really put the results sort of beyond any doubt. Finishing was much sharper. Really clinical, and that was despite some good saves in there as well from the Sheffield netminder. And then, the third period carried on, reached double figures with about 5 seconds to go. I think it was Tom Byrne got the 10th goal to get us into double figures with about 5 seconds to go. But it was a good performance. All the play was really with the Tigers sort of throughout. I don't think there was any real sustained pressure on Tigers' goal, which again, perhaps with the records of the two teams would have been expected. But a perfect weekend there for Tigers too. In terms of Telford Tigers, Saturday night, a little bit unusually, they were at home against Peterborough Phantoms. Finished 7-4 to the Tigers, so a really good result. Phantoms, of course, 4th in the league. It was a really good result. On the whole, a pretty pleasing performance, I would say, particularly the second half of the game. Once Tigers were able to get into a 5-4 lead, sort of didn't look back. Obviously against a team higher in the league at this stage in the season, that's a good result. In terms of the Phantoms' goals, Luke Ferrara got 2, perhaps not unexpected, but from probably a total distance of not much more than about 3 metres across both goals. Want to be hypercritical. Why is Luke Ferrara being left in those kind of areas without sort of stick being lifted or somebody checking him out the way or something such as that? But Tigers stuck to the task well, and so once they got into that. Once they got into that lead, really didn't look back, very, very important win, I think, on home ice to keep the very strong home record going. Last night was away at Sheffield Steel Dogs. Steel Dogs scored first, Tigers pulled it back. Steel Dogs then scored again. Then we kind of lost the lights for a little bit. Apparently one of the lights was on fire, which led to a little bit of a delay and then some dimmed lights. 2-1 going into the third, so I think maybe it's just going to be one of those nights. Tigers had a couple of good chances that were really well saved by Warburton and the Steel Dogs goal. David David Thompson at one stage, sort of close in, and Warburton somehow saved it. But no, 3 goals in the third period did it. Scored 2 goals in 2 minutes through Nick Oliver and Tyler Somerton, who, no disrespect, probably wouldn't have been the first 2 names that would have come to mind if there'd have been a scorecard in place or anything such as that for who do you think will score for the Tigers, and then an empty net goal right on the buzzer just to seal the deal after having seen off a power play from Sheffield, which they play with 6 skaters throughout. So that's a really big win on the road. I mean, the away form hasn't been the best throughout the season, I think would be fairly safe to say. So to go to Sheffield and win, it's a really good performance and sets us up nicely for the upcoming weekend. Speaking of which, so upcoming weekend for Telford Tigers, it's a double header against Milton Keynes. So away on Saturday and then at home on Sunday. Milton Keynes in 7th in the league, so it's a place below the Telford Tigers. So would indicate it should be a really close matchup across the 2 games. I mean, 4 points be really welcome, and certainly if we play like we did last night in Sheffield, I wouldn't say it's completely off the table, but obviously we'll wait and see what happens. For Tigers 2, it's a double header as well against Deeside Dragons, because it is cup final time. So Saturday night at home, Sunday night the second leg away. I'll be there on Saturday night. Best of luck to Tigers 2. I'm hoping that next Tuesday, I was going to say this time next week, but of course day later this week. Next Tuesday I can be talking about some silverware heading to Telford, so fingers crossed on that. Question of the week this week was about midweek hockey and whether you're a fan of it. Plenty of replies already, and if you haven't already, please do contribute to that. But in terms of this episode, that's it. I'll be back next Tuesday. Bye for now.